Emo Sewall Productions. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Wrestling Tacos. I'm Franco Annie. Today we are joined by the coach, the owner of Hybrid School of Wrestling, who we always talk about a lot, wearing the shirt. Chris Marvel.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
I don't know if you're still known, but as cocky Chris Marvel, I don't know if that you're still going with that.
I'll see how that works after the February 6th show with RCW.
Ooh, all right.
We start off usually with ice break questions.
Okay.
It's to break the ice, to get to know you a little bit more. You can answer them. You can take your time on answering them, or you can answer them just right off the bat.
Okay.
7 questions. The most important question is the last one. It'll either make the interview or break the interview. We'll stop it if you say the wrong answer. But you are from Texas. I'm pretty sure you'll say the right answer.
All right. Is it a taco question or?
It is not. But we usually ask taco questions for our uwus and unpackings. So maybe we'll ask you that one day.
All right.
We'll do on some interview. Ooh. But for first question, your favorite band to listen to?
Favorite band? I'm a big Beatles fan, even though they haven't been around for a while. That's something that's my go-to. I also like Seether and Beatles, and then those are the two main ones that I can listen to on road trips all the time.
I like the Beatles. I think everybody likes the Beatles.
Yeah, everyone likes the Beatles a little bit. A weirdest thing you collect, or it could be anything that you collect right now.
Man. Gray hair on my beard. I'm not trying to collect it, but it's like coming out of nowhere and it's free. So it's stacking up, and it's pretty weird to see the gray hair show up. I think I don't know if it's weird, but Funaki's been giving me a lot of his old Eddie Guerrero merchandise and like memorabilia as gifts. He's giving me like an original Eddie Guerrero shirt the year he passed, and the wristband the year he passed, all the stuff that they gave him for WWE and stuff. I have that on my wall, and I'm collecting that. And if you've been to the school, you've seen the Eddie Guerrero tights that I have there. That's just pretty something that out of Eddie Guerrero memorabilia that I'm trying to keep up with and try to get as much as possible. I mean, he's one of my favorite wrestlers, and for those who know, I mean, I wrestled Chavo, and then I wrestled Chavo's dad. So wrestling two Guerreros is pretty crazy, and that's something that's what I always be proud of wrestling. I got in the ring, stepped in with a couple Guerreros.
I need to check out those matches. Hopefully they're on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, I think they are.
The school is awesome. As soon as you walk in, like you have autographs of like everybody that's been to the school, everybody that's trained there, and then all the memorabilia as well. People who visit, like it's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's one of those things. I never thought it would get to that point. It's just been one of those snowball effects where I have people just come in, to the school. Just by chance or whatever. But it's awesome. It's just one of those things where I made the school to where it's something where I would want to walk in and see and be like, wow, this is the place I want to be, or this is the place I want to train. So that's the kind of feel I want to get to for everybody to walk in and see. As not only as a fan but as a profession, and make their dreams come true. If not, anything to get inspiration by all those pictures on that wall.
Yeah. Your favorite wrestler growing up?
When I first started watching wrestling, I was real small. There was a guy by the name of Scott Casey. He was with Southwest Championship Wrestling. He was one of my favorites. And then as I grew older, I saw the Ultimate Warrior when I was, 11 or 12 or something like that. He caught my eye. He was so energetic, the face paint, the way he ran to the ring, and that was somebody who really stood out to me as far as when I was young. And then as I grew older and started, watching wrestling more, that's when I came across Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Like those names started, catching my eye, and I was a fan of those guys.
Nice.
Some good guys. I love Chris Benoit, even though all the negative stuff that happened. But.
Yeah.
Still one of his favorites. Anytime he brings it up, a lot of people kind of like look at him kind of funny. I'm like, it's still, he's still one of the greatest wrestlers that were around.
Yeah, for sure.
At the time. So
yeah. You look at the legacy, not as how he ended his life. Pretty much it's just everything beforehand. He did great.
Absolutely. Since Valentine's Day is coming up, we always like to bring up, questions for the holidays and everything. So your ideal Valentine's date, what would y'all guys do? I know you live in San Antonio, so there should be a lot going on out there.
I think the ideal date for like San Antonio is always like either the Riverwalk or the Tower of Americas or something that's usually out there. They always decorate the Riverwalk with lights and all kinds of stuff, and it's one of those things that a lot of people go to just to sightsee and experience all the different restaurants and all that stuff. That would probably be an ideal date. Just walk, get that cardio in at the same time.
Got to do a lot of walking.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Your favorite quote you live by?
It's something that's probably like happened like after my like active career. Like I always try to tell people, it's better to be ready than to get ready for something. Because I always tell my students, you never know when you're gonna get a call. You'd rather be ready now than wait. Like, oh, WWE is coming in 6 months. Let me start getting ready now. It's better to get ready now, and rather than try to wait the 6 months. What if they come earlier? What if something else happens where they need you somewhere else? It's always better to be ready than have to get ready.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think of it that way. That's good. We like food a lot. We do a lot of eating here. We were in quarantine for a little bit for COVID, so we had to sit down and eat a lot because we had nothing else better to do.
Is this the seventh question that I have to answer right?
No, this is
okay.
It's, it's leading up to it.
Okay.
Favorite donut to eat?
Favorite donut?
Yeah.
I'm old school. I just like the classic glaze. I don't have to put all that extra pop and circumstance on it. Just regular donuts fine for me. But I did have Alexander Crowley give me a donut with bacon on it. Ooh. That was something different, and it was something that I wasn't expecting to be good, and it ended up being pretty good.
Dang, we're gonna have to ask Crowley about that one.
Yeah, I need to try that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And this is the last question. The either break or make the interview.
All right.
You're from Texas. I feel like you'll answer this question correctly, but wrestlers like to eat a lot, and they usually either go to two places in Texas: In-N-Out or Whataburger.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with Whataburger all the time, man. I have to. Yeah. When Ricardo Rodriguez was one of the coaches here, he always, In-N-Out was everything. I was like, I can't have it, man. The fries are usually dry and like, I don't know. There's just something about it that's not that great. I don't like the sauce. It's just like, we have variety, and then we have, everything that tastes good with Whataburger. You could get more than two things on the menu other than like In-N-Out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Whataburger.
What's your go-to meal for Whataburger?
Ooh.
The double meat, double cheese with fries and drink. And then I also do like the patty melt every once in a while.
Yeah, the patty melt's pretty good once in a while. You have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, for
sure. This is more of a bonus question that I've been asking, but 3 wrestlers you would say inspired your character.
The 3 that I always looked at was Bret Hart, Eddie Guerrero, and Chris Jericho. Like the gear I got from Chris Jericho, like the tights and the kick pads and all that stuff. With the technical stuff, I watched a lot of Bret Hart, see how he worked body parts and stuff like that. And some of the high fly stuff I did was Eddie Guerrero. I would base my stuff off of those 3.
Yeah.
Pretty good 3.
Really good 3. We talked about a little bit about the school, how you have like, all the memorabilia and everything. Let's take it back to like the very beginning. Like what made you want to start Hybrid?
It was really by chance. Like I was like, Masada, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Masada. When he started training back in the day with Rudy Boy, we would drive to Beaumont and help train him. And that's how I got to know Masada. And then he did his career in Japan with all the Japan stuff he was doing, the hardcore matches and all that stuff. So anyway, he was in the Philadelphia area, New Jersey area, and he was about to move back to Texas. And that time I was doing stuff with Texas Heat Wrestling. and that kind of like died off and broke off. And so I had this ring on a trailer pretty much, and he asked, he thought about doing it in school, and I was like, yeah, we could try it, see what happens. It was him, myself, and Ray Rowe. We opened it in 2015, April of 2015. And from there, Ray Rowe got picked up by Ring of Honor. And then from there, he left to WWE, NXT. And then Masato broke back and went to Florida and Philadelphia. And I didn't really want to close the school because I already had a handful of students. So I just kept on pushing it until, it just started growing. So I just every year we'd have to renew our lease. We'd always have to get to a bigger building because we kept getting more and more students, and that's where we are today.
Wow. I know that you've been to Frank has been to both schools where it was the old school and the new school. Have you?
No.
No.
I've only been to the new one, Eckert Road.
Oh, but you were in a smaller building beforehand a couple years back, and then we moved into a bigger building this past couple of years. Is it?
I think so. When did you move to the bigger
new building now?
We moved in there 2019, April 2019. So our lease is up this year. So we're thinking about getting another place. Depending, the landlords pretty much said that we could stay there and the rent wouldn't really go up as much. So it's still up in the air. We still have a few months to decide if we want to move or just stay where we're at.
I like where you're at right now. I know when I first went, it was hard to find it because I'm not from San Antonio, and like I got lost. I think I missed like 30 minutes of the show because I went for RCW Young Guns.
Oh, okay.
3. I think it was I can't remember which one it was, but I know Gino took on Retro Randy. That's the reason I went over there, was to go see Retro Randy and Gino.
Yeah, those guys are good.
Yeah, it was a fun show, but I missed 30 minutes because I was like looking for. I was like, "Where's the place at? Where's that?"
Yeah, it's a little. You have to like keep your eyes open because we don't have any major signs out there, and it's like a dark area. I would just tell people, right across the UPS store, just the UPS place, and you'd be able to find it.
Yeah, now it's easy to find after how many times I've been over there.
Yeah.
So you started with Masada, and you said Rowe.
Ray Rowe, yeah, Ray Rowe. He's with the
Viking Raiders.
The Viking Raiders right now.
How did Funaki get involved in Mark Aguilar?
Oh, okay. So Mark Aguilar I knew since forever because he was another guy that was in Rudy Boy school. So we started wrestling with RCW a while back, around 2005 to 2009, 10. Then I went into my singles run after I stopped with the Texas Streets and stuff. And then I that's when BOW, the old school BOW started, with Jack Stain and a few others. And that's how I got in contact sort of with Funaki. He was helping those guys. And so I've known Funaki since I first met him in 97, 98 when Shawn Michaels was running his school. He had moved to San Antonio and I had kind of met him briefly there. And then when I did my singles run, I met him around 2011-ish or 12, and I've known him ever since. And he had his own dojo, and he came, and then we were always in contact. We talk here and there. And when I opened that school in 2019, the location that we're at now, he came to visit or whatever. And he just like, oh, do you mind if I join, the school as a coach? And how could I turn that down? You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, the doors are open, and that's how he kind of just became part of the school. And it's been great having him. He's an amazing guy.
That's pretty cool. You have a lot of students right now. Some of our favorites have been. You have a lot of students that come out of there, like Richie Garcia, Brandon Weiss, Maddie Rinkowski, Alexander Crowley, Casey Blackrose. Go on.
We can go. The list can go on.
But,
yeah.
Students that come out of there.
Yeah, your current crop right now. Who's some guys that we should keep an eye
on? And I mean, they're gonna watch this and they're gonna probably get sensitive about it if I don't mention their name. But all of them are great. All of them are putting in the work. Devin Carter's been doing real great. He's with Vice and Richie. We got a guy named Terrence. I don't know if you've seen him. He does the Livingston gimmick. He just barely started. He had his first match. Miss Michelle, y'all know she's doing real well. She's got some stuff in the works right now. She's also doing you got Diego. I don't know if you've seen Diego.
Yeah,
we saw him at WrestleFest, and man, that guy can move.
Yeah, he's doing really good. So is Johnny Rocket. He's been doing really good. There's just a lot of guys who put in the work that are doing really good. Another guy is JP Harlow. He came from Thunder Rosa. Well, actually, he came from Booker T's. Then he started training with Thunder Rosa. And now he's with us, and he's just been blowing up pretty good. He's been having a lot of great matches, and he works his butt off. Vic Endurance is another guy who's making a name for himself. He was out for maybe 10, 15 years. He came by and he said he wanted to join and get better, and he's been kind of blowing up too. He's a great guy as well. And there's just a lot of talent there that that are pushing real hard, and that's why you see the people that break out of the school, do something really good because they put in that work. Garrison is another one that's been doing real good. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Yeah, that's All-Star, right?
Yeah, Chip Garrison. Yeah, and then of course Casey and all those that are out there right now.
Yeah, Casey, Crowley, they've been killing it. Another one of your students, Richie Garcia, Brandon Weiss, you're about to face them. This Sunday, RCW. I forgot the name of it.
Oof.
It's a 20-year anniversary.
Yeah, 20-year anniversary. How's it feel facing one of your students? And Richie
yeah, I've never faced Brandon. I did face Richie when he was with the Horde with Ruben Steele. We did a couple of tag matches with them. It's pretty surreal, you have somebody who you trained and then you're stepping in the ring and you kind of see if they've been learning and catching on and stuff like that. So it's fun. It's a fun deal. It's just like I guess if you had a kid, you play pitch, catch with them or whatever, and you're teaching them how to do this and that. And then when they get older, then you're seeing how far they developed and how far they've learned. It's pretty one of those things.
Yeah.
I know Richie.
I get to beat them up,
Richie's been looking forward to it. We've been looking forward to it. When I first started in indie wrestling, we're from Corpus. I went to Gulf Coast Wrestling Alliance. Yeah. I can't remember the first show. I want to say it was like Nightmare on Air Street, where Sammy Guevara took on Aaron Solo. I think it was like 2018. And I remember seeing Chris Marvel come out and the crowd just go crazy, booing the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
And, I can't remember what you were doing. I don't know if it was whenever you won the world title from Thunder Rosa or if it was like the next show that you won it. But you came out, people were booing. Richie came out, people were booing. Y'all two are the reason I continue going back month after month for their shows.
Yeah.
Just because of the crowd reaction. I was like, yo, man, everybody's just booing the fuck out of y'all. Everybody's saying Hybrid sucks. I know what Hybrid was at that time.
And Hybrid.
It was just crazy.
Yeah. Like, they're just, I love Corpus. They were the old school crowd. I was able to, Ben and Jeff, that guys that run it, they allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do, and they trusted me to be the character I wanted to be. So that was very helpful. So I went out there and did what I want, and got the crowd to really hate me, where they had to bring in security every once in a while and pull people apart because either I was going to get stabbed or beat up or something, because that caused almost a few riots when I was down there. So it was a fun deal, and working with Gino and Thunder Rosa, who are top talents, and I was able to do what I did with them and make amazing matches and make the crowd get that into it to hate me that much and have them do what they did. And it was great. It's a great experience. Gino's always been one of those people that I've known that he's in a different level, different class, because he's just an amazing talent. Same with Thunder Rosa and a lot of the guys there at the Gulf Coast Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah, Gino's one of my favorites. Thunder Rosa to come out of there, Sammy Guevara, like they're all signed. It's crazy that we're seeing them, just 3 years ago now that are Thunder Rosa, Gino, Sammy, Aaron Solo. I know there's other talent, but Ricky Starks, and like they're all signed now, AEW or Gino was MLW. Aaron Solo, I believe, is AEW as well.
See what happens when they wrestle me? They just skyrocket. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Nah, they were always great talents. I knew that one of these years, I've told Gino a bunch of times, that it was only a matter of time that when he blows up, those people like that, you can't count them out. They already have that star quality, that star potential. You just knew, it was bound to happen sooner or later. So those were the guys that I um, kind of like veered towards that I wanted to work before they ended up leaving, or stuff like this happened, and it actually happened, because those guys are amazing talents, and girls, Thunder Rosa and stuff like that. So yeah, they're amazing.
It's crazy to see where they were at like before, and then seeing them on TV is just like so strange. Just because we've seen them, in the bingo halls and everything else, and it's like, damn, we were right
Yeah,
next to them, and now where they're at, it's absolutely amazing. Especially,
yeah. I was in Houston, where Sammy first started. He wasn't even Sammy Guevara. He was they called him Zero. He was a little skinny kid with some long ass tights and kick pads, and he was just flipping all over the place. And to see him doing that now, but in a bigger stage, is pretty crazy. He was probably like 40 pounds when I first met him. And that was like in 2012 or 11, and now to see him now, 10 years later, on top of the world, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So you won the belt from Thunder Rosa. She went on, got signed to NWA, AEW. You had the belt for a few months, I want to say.
Well, I had the belt almost 2 years, because I had it before that. I had beat Johnny Swole for it.
That's
I don't know if you know Johnny Swole. I beat him, and then I lost it to Thunder Rosa, and then I beat her again for it. And then that's when I had my matches with Gino, until he finally beat me for it. So it was about almost 2 years of being their champion.
Yeah. You lost it to Gino, unfortunately. You never got a rematch for it.
Yeah.
You went on like a hiatus for about 3 years or so.
Yeah, from Gulf Coast, yeah, but I still was doing stuff here in San Antonio with Mission Pro and BOW and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't gone back to.
Yeah.
What was that?
You were still wrestling?
Yeah, I was doing BOW shows, and I did a couple Mission Pro shows and stuff like that near San Antonio.
I didn't know that. I thought you stopped after Gulf Coast, because we just started going BOW this year, and then
Mission Pro, we've been trying to get out there.
Yeah.
Every time it's hard.
we didn't travel back in the day in 2019, but
yeah.
How was the little hiatus that you took?
It was cool. I was able to focus on the school a lot more. And then that's when the pandemic hit, and that's when kind of like shit went downhill for a little while, at least 2 or 3 months. And I was trying to see how we were going to stay open, because we were classified as a gym. So that's when they were closing all the gyms and restaurants and all kinds of stuff. So I had to find a way to make rent and pay the bills and stuff, because they weren't helping us out with anything like that. So, but we had to remain closed. So we were almost closed, almost 3 months before we were able to open back up and start getting things rolling again. But as far as not wrestling, I was still doing stuff at the school. I was still getting in there with the students and stuff like that. So I kind of stayed a little bit active with them as well.
Were you did it just happen that you went on a hiatus, or were you like planning on anything going to retirement?
No, I just kind of like I guess I got to a point where I was just trying to focus on the students getting the more of the matches, and the more of the opportunities than I was. I kind of like stepped in, and they brought the students in, and they stayed there, and I stepped back. Same thing that I kind of did with BOW and in other places where I got the opportunities, and then I just stepped away, and then the students continued on wrestling at the promotions.
Well, hopefully after this Sunday, we see you more. I want to see you more at Gulf Coast again. You never got a rematch for the title. Ben Galvan
now
has it currently.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe you go against him, take the title from him.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
the tables would be turned this time around. I think he screwed Gino over this time.
Yeah. Crazy the last.
It was so crazy.
That'd be good to for him to get a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah.
At least he learned from me.
Yeah. We hope to be at BOW soon as well, because we went BOW I had the question on my mind. What was it?
I have a question.
Okay,
I
go
can
ahead.
ask him though. I know you have a lot of the times when you have wrestlers come in that are that were former superstars for WWE or any other promotion. I know you had Westland Blake was one of them, right? How is it that the reaction of your students whenever you get these guys come in? I know a lot of them are starstruck, like, oh man, and they
Yeah.
can talk. How is that whole interaction with them when they sit down, listen to what they have to say, and give them like the pointers and the advice?
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, they all appreciate it. That's, I mean, we've had so many names come through there, and you know, it's just almost like a monthly thing. It was crazier before the pandemic because after I would open up all these seminars to people throughout Texas, anybody would come in, and then now I'm just kind of keeping it in house just because of the whole stuff going on. You know, I have my students test every 2 weeks just to keep safe. Most of them are vaccinated and stuff like that. So we're kind of keeping more of the health stuff safe as far as around the school. But yeah, they love the interactions with all these people that just come in randomly. Um, he Blake just moved to San Antonio, so he'll be here, you know, pretty much permanently now and stuff like that. So he'll be giving advice and doing all kinds of stuff with the school. Um, Once he's settled in, um, I think they were more struck when Sasha Banks and Bailey just ended up showing up randomly, and Kalisto, and that was a pretty crazy deal, you know. And for me to get in the ring and teach her some stuff was kind of like surreal as well. And then you see it on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown when she was doing her stuff, and like I taught her that, you know. I was like, it's one of those things, you know. It's like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's pointing at the TV or something like that. That was pretty much me when it was happening, you know. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Pretty surreal, you know. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
yeah.
You said
I try to remain cool. But I'm still that, you know, when they come in, I'm pretty excited and just to have these guys come in and see what, and you know, and praise me for having a facility like that, you know, because most schools aren't even like that, you know. 4 rings and a full gym and all kinds of stuff, and the way we run our shows. They said that there's nothing compared, you know, other than Booker T. I think right now he does at ROW. That's one of the schools that I looked up to when I was, you know, building mine, and same with the Monster Factory up in the East Coast with Danny Cage. Who else? The Santino brothers is another school that I looked at. Those are all the guys that I saw saw how they were succeeding and developing, and I try to, you know, print myself after those guys because they've been successful with schools.
Man.
I think I always say it's Hybrid is the best school in Texas, but I usually always forget Reality of Wrestling.
Yeah,
They're really good too, but I
yeah.
think because of how close y'all are to us, 2 hours away, I think Hybrid's our favorite one.
So just give me your PayPal and I'll send you $20 for that.
We'll talk about it
All right. Edit it.
You said that they lose. The students have lost their mind. They're cool with Sasha, Bailey, and Kalisto. Who are some people you lost your mind to whenever that you like booked?
One was really cool was Christian. When Christian came to the school, he was one of the first ones in 2019 when we got into the bigger venue. And I always tell the story, which is pretty crazy. It was, I don't remember exactly. We had a seminar going on, and Funaki's somebody at the door. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, it was our dog. Barking at.
Okay. Yeah, no. Funaki he does the commentating for WWE, so he's watching what's going on Monday Night Raw, SmackDown. So he's always got to be prepared. And I asked him, I was like, "Oh, did they pay you to watch?" He's like, "No, only for while I'm actually working." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then Christian, he's been on the Christian and Edge shows on the network or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, did they?" And I asked, "Did they pay you for that?" And he's like, "Yeah, they paid me for that." I was like, "Oh, cool." Like, well, maybe one day you can bring Edge or Christian. He's like, "Oh, let me check." And he started texting them right there while I was there, and like not even 5 minutes later, like, "Oh yeah, Christian said yes." And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "All right, sounds good to me." But what's funny is Edge was gonna say yes too, but he came in the Royal Rumble. He was preparing for the Royal Rumble to make us return, so that's why he had to decline it. But he didn't tell Funaki the truth. He just said he couldn't make it until afterwards. He's like, now you know why I couldn't make it. But it would have been awesome to have Edge there at the school as well.
Dude, I cry whenever Edge returned. That was I cried when he retired back in 2011. Man, that he's one of my favorites of all time, and that would be so cool to get him at the school because I have a few people I would like to get signed as well. But
yeah.
But you literally cried when I heard the pop. I think I was in the living room or something, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And I turned, I'm like, "Oh god!" And you can already see a tear running down his face. I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, and that's what wrestling's about, is that emotion, that connection to these superstars, you know. And I always try to tell my students, you know, I mean, it's cool to do the flips and all the cool moves and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's that connection you get with fans that really makes them remember you when you leave that show, you know. And all these guys that are like I said, Edge and Christian and all these guys that make you care for them and stuff. That's what it's about. That's how you become a fan and emotionally attached to these people. And that's the main thing with wrestling, I feel, you know.
Well, with Edge, I know there was like all the rumors circulating that month of him returning and everything. I was like, he returns, I'm gonna cry either way, and like it just happened. And everybody knew he was gonna return because it was all circulating in the news states. And I was like, just there, like,
if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna cry. If it does happen,
right? Just two different types of cries.
Yeah.
Or let's talk about RC, or let's talk about hybrid. Actually, you have a hybrid on Friday. You're bringing Scotty to Hottie, Scott Garland, I believe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorites growing up. I remember my brother doing the warm when I was younger, and Rikishi and all them. Like those, I think it's too cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. What are some matches that you're excited for?
All of them, man. They're all a learning experience for the students. You know, that's where the payoff happens, is during those student shows like that, to see what they've been working on the previous month and what they've learned and how to, you know, interact with the crowd and get that response. Watching every match is always a good thing, and you know, it's a learning experience for them. And I'm able to go back with Funaki and them and go through the match and tell them what worked, what didn't work, and get them to that next match and get better each time. But yeah, there's a lot. I'm looking forward for the KC match with Yuya, the Japanese star from New Japan. That looks like it's going to be a good one. Pretty much hard hitting. You know, Casey's been getting all these matches with all these monsters and stuff, so at least he's learning to take a butt whipping, because you know that's what it's about sometimes. But that one's
on Masada at the October show, and that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was actually a favor. I was supposed to have Los Gatos come in, and he couldn't make it, and I picked up the phone and I called Masada. I was like, "Hey, are you in town?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm in town." And I was like, "Are you busy?" And he's like, "I'm doing a Christmas Halloween party or something like that." And I'm like, "Oh, all right." And then I was like, "Never mind," or whatever. And then his wife got back to me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he can make it. He'll be there as long as he's back before 10 o'clock." I was like, "All right, sounds good." So he came in and did that favor for me, which was awesome. So yeah.
Some of the matches that have been announced, I think you've announced 6 so far. I think you're waiting to announce I don't know how many more, but I know you have more to announce. You said Casey versus Yuya. Have Diego Rene versus Devin Carter. Diego, we saw at WrestleFest, and his match against Casey at the last show was really good. Devin just keeps getting better and better every time we see him.
He's awesome.
One that I'm looking forward to, one that's been growing on me, is Jess E. James.
Bachelor.
Yeah, he's really dope. He's taking on Jet Black, who I'm not too familiar with, but I am looking forward to seeing Jesse James.
Yeah, he's always hard hitting. You know, he sometimes forget that it's wrestling, and he'll just start kicking the shit out of you during training. You're like, "Oh, slow down, man, slow down." But yeah, he's legit, man. He's a legit guy. You know, he'll teach me some stuff from MMA. We'll stay late at training. He'll teach me some arm bars and some leg locks and all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty cool how he's able to incorporate that style into his wrestling as well. So it's pretty legit. He's a good guy, great head on his shoulders, and very humble, and good guy to have around.
Good.
Some other matches. Chase Owens versus Johnny Rocket. Johnny Rocket's grown on me as well.
Yeah, and he's a Corpus guy too.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why he's grown on me.
Yeah.
I watch his vlogs and all that as well.
Oh,
You have JP Harlow versus Sledge. Like all these matches are gonna be great.
yeah.
And like I have favorite, all of them are my favorite, but this one's gonna be really good.
Mhm.
Another guy, Vic Endurance. That dude is freaking awesome. We saw him at
Yeah.
BOW.
BOW.
And then you saw him at the last
hybrid in
show.
October. I forget what he faced. Oh, Drew
Akbar?
Dread.
Yeah.
Was it Akbar on October or no?
No, I think Akbar was in the tag match with Richie and Brandon.
Was it Drew? Maybe Drew? You think
Yeah,
he worked?
it was Drew Dread now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's facing Jay Davis. Jay Davis is a guy I've seen once, but that dude's hard hitting, so that match is gonna be real hard hitting with both of them.
Yeah. Jay Davis had reached out to me a few months ago, and he's like, whenever you have opportunity, let me know. And then he reached out again recently, and I'm like, all right, man, we'll go and bring you down and see how it works out. But yeah, I've seen some good stuff on him. I heard he's pretty humble and wants to learn and stuff like that. So I try to give even guys like that opportunities to come out and showcase their stuff.
That one should be good. I know you have like I said, I think you have more matches to announce. I don't know if Scotty Tuhati's wrestling or Scott Garland's wrestling. Hopefully we see Richie Brandon on the card.
Yeah,
Richie's like one of my favorites. And that show should be good. It's Friday, February 4th, 8 p.m.
Yeah, doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. And then also before that, we have the Scotty Tuhati meet and greet that starts at 5:30 to close the doors opening, stuff like that. So that's another cool thing to have there.
Yeah, I think I might miss that one. So hopefully it comes out during intermission or something.
Yeah.
And then you have RCW River City Wrestling, the 20th anniversary on Sunday. We talked about it a little bit, but you're facing you're tag teaming with Don Juan, Texas Treats. You haven't tag teamed in a decade?
13 years. 2009. Yeah, early 2009 is the last time I tagged with him. So it's been quite a while.
How's the preparation for that?
It's getting there. I think. Yeah, he's been coming.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He's been coming by to train, every night and stuff. So, like I said, fortunately, I have a bunch of students there that we're able to, throw around and beat up and get our timing together and stuff like that. So it's been good. I mean, it seems like yesterday. I know it's always cliche to say like, oh, it seems just like yesterday. Yeah, it seems like yesterday that we were just tagging because everything just flows well. It's like we've known each other, and we tagged for 5 or 6 years or whatnot. And we traveled, all through the States and Mexico and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, I've known him pretty well. And we always had that thing in tag matches where we knew what the other was thinking. I know you always hear that and you're like, I don't understand how they how they explain that, but it's pretty, I mean, I'm pretty sure you have somebody you connect with and you know what they're thinking, or just like that. We had flowed so well that we already knew what matches we wanted to do. And I mean, moves we wanted to do and stuff like that. So, that's how it's starting to, the progress is getting there again. And it's flowing pretty good.
I'm looking forward to that one. RCW has a whole bunch of, I think like 11 matches altogether.
I think there's 12 now.
Yeah.
12? Damn.
Yeah, it's like the
Hybrid's been like partnering up with them, I guess. Y'all been having a lot of students. I know Miss Michelle versus Key Vibes is on there. Casey Black Rose versus or Casey Black Rose with Adorable Anthony Andrews against
David Kidd.
Yeah.
I was gonna say David Kidd and Mr. Partner. What other match is on there? Moose from Impact is facing
Khan
from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
What other match? I can't think of the top of my head. Drew Dredd versus Luigi Primo. Luigi Primo I've never seen live, and I feel like I'm gonna love that gimmick, honestly.
He's crazy. Yeah, that's one of those gimmicks that you look at and you're like, you're just watching it. It's so entertaining. You know what I mean? He's like that's funny. Yeah, I've had him at the RCW shows. I mean, I'm sorry, I had him at the Hybrid show a few times too. So he's from the Austin area, but yeah, he's very entertaining.
Yeah, I think I might have seen him at that Young Guns show. I think actually. But that
Yeah.
young was like 3 years ago though, so I don't remember the exact card on there.
Yeah.
I remember that because you and one of our old friends, Ruben, Ruben talked highly of Luigi Primo, and he's like, dude, you're gonna love this guy, you're gonna love his gimmick or whatever. And Frank's like, I don't know, man, I don't know. It doesn't
Yeah.
look entertaining. And I think after that show you had told me, he's like, oh man, I actually like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's crazy.
He's like pizza and everything. I was like, man, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
our happening this Sunday, February 6th, at the Grand Event Center, San Antonio. I think tickets are like $15 if
Mhm.
they're still available. I think they might be selling out soon.
Mhm.
They're announcing that Katie Forbes, man. I don't know. Them tickets are going to be flying now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a few more questions. One of them is, what's your favorite thing to teach the new guys? Like, what's one thing you like whenever you get a new crop of students? What's your favorite thing to teach them?
I try not to. I mean, it's not. I try to enforce discipline on them more than anything because I try to stress. This is their career, not mine. This is something that they're paying me to do, and if you don't do your stuff on your part, you're not going to get very far. That's kind of the thing I tell them. I mean, if this is their goal, this is what they want to do. They really have to put in the work ethic to get to where they want to get to. Like I tell them, I can't go home and make sure you're eating right and make sure you're going to the gym and make sure you're doing this. It's a job. Through and throughout. But just to keep that consistency and really really keep up with working out and eating right and because that's a big deal in the wrestling business. It's an image business, sadly. But I mean, there you have those few that break the mold. Like Kevin Owens and a few others who aren't, with six packs and look like Greek gods, and they made it. So it's possible, but those are few and far between as well. But yeah, just the consistency of training hard and working out and taking any opportunity that comes, and be dependable is one main thing. And those are all things you can't really teach. Those are all things that you have to learn and build for yourself.
Another thing before we get to your question, WrestleMania week's coming up. Y'all have Hybrid Mania 2 happening.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to like talk about? Anything you're excited for that?
Yeah, we've always talked about doing shows on Mania weekend. We've done we've done like 3 WrestleCons where we grabbed the table and for the school we've had MVP at the school. We had Chris Masters at our table as well. And this year we're doing a joint table with RCW, and I'm gonna have Jimmy Wang there, and I'm gonna have Shannon Moore at our table that weekend. Yeah, and then like I said, Jimmy and his daughter already confirmed, and so did Tom Latimer. We're seeing if Sledge is going to make it out there as well. So it's a good opportunity again for the students. That's pretty much what it's all about, putting them on that platform and putting eyes on them that nobody's seen, in the Dallas area that don't really come to San Antonio. So I'm hoping we draw a decent crowd so that way they can see what the hybrid school is all about.
Yeah, I know a lot of promotions already announced what they have going on, especially GCWA. They announced Matt Cardona. I flipped my shit because I was like, oh man, the heat magnets coming down over here.
Yeah.
Dallas is. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is gonna be amazing. And then especially working with a good company right now, GCW, with a lot of good stars that are in the Texas area, like ASF just had his match in New York City. Lucha stuff, amazing.
Yeah.
And then we have Dante and Ninja Mac that come out of Houston from local wrestling going out there. I can't wait to see one of the hybrid guys get a call from GCW as well, because like that it's crazy stuff that they're doing, man.
Yeah. I mean, the opportunity's there. They just got to work hard. Like ASF's has been putting his work in forever. You always see him training, and Laredo, he's always doing this, he's always doing that. He's consistent. That's why doors open up. He's not the biggest guy, but he's very talented. So he gets the opportunities. He makes the most of them. So that's one guy I've had at the school as well. He's wrestled at the school a few times for the hybrid shows. So like I said, talent like that is you you have to use guys like that. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be one of those times where he's going to get signed as well, and the opportunity to use him is going to be very hard to do. So so I think he's up there already. You know what I mean? He's going to be one of those guys that are going to get showcased one time, and then he's going to blow up, and he's going to be hard to book. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always with the GCW now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets signed with AEW sooner rather than later.
Yeah. I mean, I see him with like AAA and or something in Mexico as well. You know, he's got that opportunity going for him too.
Shit, I'm all excited because I love that boy. He's so Hispanic boy.
We're excited for Hybridmania 2. Hopefully, I don't know if you're planning to release any new merch with it, but like doing a WrestleMania 2 type shirt will be dope.
Hybridmania 2, yeah. I'm gonna work on that. Yeah, got some stuff on the works for that. Yeah,
I would definitely buy that shirt. We'll see y'all there for sure because we'll be down there.
Thursday through Sunday is what we're planning.
Yeah, Thursday through Sunday. We're gonna be there for Gulf Coast. I think you're running right after Gulf Coast as well.
Yeah. RCW's at noon. Gulf Coast is at 3, and then we're at 6.
Should be fun. Is it like a 2-hour show? Because I'm pretty sure like an hour between.
I think it's a 2.5-hour show, and then 30 minutes in between, something like that.
That's cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and I think Inspire's going to be there. A lot of good Texas promotions are going to be on that. You know, so
I think Mission Pro just announced they're working with the Collective.
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
I know Inspire Pro for sure. New Texas Pro.
Yeah.
VPW.
VIP.
VIP. There you go.
And there's a couple others I can't remember.
Oof. There's a lot. There's a lot to go down that list. It's a
WrestleMania weekend's like the Disneyland or Disney World of wrestling. You know, it's crazy. You just go out there and it's everywhere. You know, it's pretty awesome. I don't know if y'all have experienced it before, but
no, this will be our first time experiencing this.
Yeah. If y'all try WrestleCon, it's just like y'all probably see. I don't know if y'all been to like Comic Cons. It's the same thing, but with wrestlers instead of like movie stars and that stuff. It's crazy. It's the who's of wrestlers on those meet and greets and stuff.
I think the closest we've been to one is like AEW whenever they did Double or Nothing, the first one.
Oh yeah.
We went to Starrcast.
Yeah, Starrcast. Okay. Cool. It was different environment because like it's just nothing but wrestling, wrestlers everywhere. It was an experience because that was his honeymoon gift because he took me to mine, and then that was his honeymoon gift, and it was the creme de la creme. I'm ready to experience this whole WrestleMania weekend like everyone's been talking about, and I just want to experience it myself, and it seems neat.
Yeah, it definitely is. We've done it like 3 times: Louisiana, New York, and then Dallas, and it's pretty crazy. It's fun.
It's funny. WrestleMania used to be on my bucket list, but like this year, I'm like, no, I'm not going to WrestleMania. I'm going to all these indie shows.
No, I don't want the main course. I want all of this. I want all the side, which y'all guys have the main course, but.
Yeah, well, the good thing with WrestleMania, it's 2 nights. You don't have to go Saturday. You could probably still go Sunday and get a decent ticket and still experience it. And you have the best of both worlds. You know, it's always good to have that one experience. You know, so I mean, because everything finishes early Sunday. You know, around noon or something. So you got at least 4 hours to decide if you want to go to WrestleMania. And I'm pretty sure there'll still be tickets out there. I would do it.
Sadly enough, we made a promise to our oldest that if we do go to WrestleMania, she has to be with us. And she doesn't want to take a break from school because they're still in school that whole weekend, that week. So she's like, if y'all guys go to WrestleMania without me, she's not going to forget it. So I was like, oh, man. So we told her we'll just go to the indie shows this time around, and we'll take her to a big WrestleMania event. So,
but she don't know it won't hurt.
We'll know. They'll be like, "Oh, how was WrestleMania?" We're just like,
well, you don't tell anybody, and then you're fine. It's a secret between y'all two, and nobody will know. Or put her on. Or put her on StreamYard and just let her watch. She's technically there with you.
Just have her on FaceTime the whole time, like you see it. She's off.
Yeah, she's technically with you at that point.
Oh, man. So you ready for the heart-wrenching question?
Yeah, I want to hear his answer for this because
This question I usually like to ask a lot, just because we kind of want to know, your thought process into it, is what's the legacy you want to leave behind inside or outside of the ring?
Oh, and I don't even know if that like really crosses my mind. It's like I just because I don't feel like I'm up there. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these guys who, but what I would think is just as far as like my students, living their dream, getting to where they wanted to get to, are having those experiences, with working for WWE, or just having any of my students get a contract somewhere, that would be a great thing for me, that made all this worth it. And, my 20 years in the business, and then with the school, at least if somebody made it, got a contract, that's pretty awesome, because that would just pretty much kind of live on through kind of with me, you know what I mean? And then if any of the students, had their own school, and then they keep passing on what I taught them or whatever, and they keeps going down the line, you know what I mean? Something like that, me helping or me giving people this thing, and it just keeps on traveling down in the next 10, 15 years would be pretty cool.
That's good. A lot of your students really do talk highly of you, especially Richie on our last interview that I did with him, and Brandon. Every time someone brings up Marvel, he's all, "Coach, we love you. We love you."
Yeah,
Coach.
yeah. He knows he's just doing that because he doesn't want me to beat him up on Sunday.
Same thing with Crowley, Casey. We've had on. Who else have we had on?
Brandon and Devin we had on as well.
Devin, Richie.
They really talk highly. Vic Endurance. Vic too. They really do talk highly of you, and they appreciate a lot of the stuff that you do, and it's really, really nice to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know you said that the beginning of that sentence was that I guess like you didn't get a contract and all that, but if it makes you feel any better, like you inspired us whenever, like I said, with Gulf Coast. You're the reason you and Richard are the two reasons I kept going back. Because the heat y'all got, like y'all left y'all's impression on me. So I mean, that's at least one person. I'm pretty sure you left impression on everybody, a lot of other people, but like I kept going back Gulf Coast. I'm really looking forward to seeing you back at Gulf Coast. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the ring on Sunday. I just want to hear the heat though. I know you're coming back, and I think you're kind of like a more of a face, but I can't wait to go here. See at Gulf Coast, have every boo the fuck out of y'all, even though I'll be there wearing my hybrid shirt.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't get beat up if you're wearing that shirt there.
I think I wore at Gulf Coast.
You and JF.
Yeah, JF had a Richie shirt.
Yeah, and they looked at both of us like, and I'm like, hey, we like the talent.
It's a good school.
It's good school, guys. It's good school.
Yeah. It's funny how they boo y'all, but like they're cheering Crowley. I'm like, Crowley came from the school.
Yeah, we weren't able to turn him as bad as we wanted to. Like before that happened, we were like, like a year or two prior before he was graduating and was able to make it out there. So, but maybe the opportunity would show up, and I'm there, and I show up when Crowley's there, and then we're able to get that same reaction and have them get booed now.
I would love that. I know Gulf Coast had was it War Games with Hybrid?
Yeah, was that the cage match?
Yeah, I would love to see that again with some like you, Richie, Crowley, Casey, Brandon, teaming up against Gulf Coast guys like Carter, ASF, Ben, Gino, Josh, Godline as well.
Ooh.
I would love to see that in our War Games.
Yeah, I think I'm wrestling Chris Carter at for that
Simply
Lost.
Yeah, Simply Lost, and I think it's May 5th. I think it is.
March 5th.
March 5th. Yeah, March 5th. Yeah, so I've seen him. I've seen clips of him and stuff. He looks pretty good. You know what I mean? So I'll see what I could do with that guy.
I was actually looking forward to that match, and I was going to bring up. You reminded me. You're supposed to face ASF at that Simply Lost back in November 28th. That one I was looking forward to. As soon as they announced it, I was like, "Holy shit, Chris Marvel is going to get back." I was like, against of all people, ASF.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to it, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened. It got canceled.
Well,
But
the dates kept changing. They were like, how, can you make it Friday? Like, yeah, I can make it Friday. Can you make it Saturday? Yeah, I can make it Saturday. Can you make it Sunday? I can't make it Sunday. So it just started changing. Like everybody, like, I guess with the venue or whatnot, they couldn't do it. I think it was like, I think because it was like Thanksgiving weekend or something like that, and they were like having issues with securing the building, and they kept changing it. And then ASF couldn't make it on Sunday either. So it was one of those things that fell through, you know.
yeah, if that match ever happens, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Who are
same
some
here.
students you want to face, or who are some people you want to face now that you're gonna come back? Because ASF's one person, Chris Carter. I'm looking forward to that on March 5th. You against Alexander Crowley would be insanely dope. You against
Yeah.
Casey Blackrose. Like, who are some people you want to face?
Yeah, those are pretty much the ones on the list. As you know, I wouldn't mind facing Gino again. Now that I'm kind of better shape and stuff. We had a good run. You know, I mean, good matches. Crowd involvement. But I think I want to just push myself a little bit more and do more things. Even though we had killer matches and stuff like that, he's another guy that I'd want to get in the ring with. And I would just pretty much ask the fans who they would want to see me with, because those are the ones who watch all the shows. I don't get to watch all the shows, so I don't know all the talent that's out there. But ASF is up there. Of course, my students as well. That's one of the things I'm trying to get knocked out by the end of the year. Is try at least wrestle all of them, in one time or another, and it doesn't matter where. Khan is a guy that I want to wrestle. Because he trains at the school every once in a while, maybe once or twice a week. So he's one guy that I would want to wrestle. Who else? Oh man, there's just a whole bunch of people. Joe Alonso is another guy I'd want to wrestle. He's up there. I'd want to face him because he's another guy that I don't think he gets a lot of credit that he deserves. I mean, he's making a big name in the business. A lot of people don't like the way he's doing it, but he's doing something. A lot of eyes are on him, and he's doing it a different route. And I kind of compared him to and now I can't think of the guy's name. He was with Jerry Lawler like in the 70s, Andy Kaufman, with the women wrestlers. And I was like, man, you're doing that same kind of like deal now, and people are hating it even more, and he was that kind of deal. And he was like, man, I have these people hating me, and they don't like, just keep doing what you're doing, man, because you're making a statement. You're making people watch you. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna finally, take that opportunity and give you a platform to do your stuff. So I think he's another guy that I want to work with before something happens with him.
Yeah, we love Joe Alonso.
Yeah.
Like we got to meet him when Sammy came down for his last show, when he brought Joe with him to GCWA.
We recognized him at the meet and greet. I was like, hey, can I get a picture of you? Like, he recognized me. He's like, yeah, you're on Sammy's vlog, and like I've seen you. Yeah, you're really good. I like you. And then he just kept getting more heat. I'm like, dude, I love this guy. This guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Especially with the whole Jenna Lynn, right?
Jenna Lynn, stuff with Nyla Rose, and
it was some good stuff. Oprah. And then the whole Fuego part 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
He's bringing that buzz, and we've told him like every single time, we don't care if you get booed, we don't care if they're running you out of the building, we still support you because technically Texas is his second home because that's all the bookings that he gets now, because not really a lot of people want to book him, but he's amazing at what he does, and his the whole creative going into it is really awesome. He takes the time.
He puts a lot of work and time in those promos and stuff like that. He's a natural heel, he's very talented. He changed his body and stuff, so he's doing a lot right now. So as long as he keeps on that track, I think he'll do really well.
I can't wait.
People gotta be afraid of not booking him because he's somebody that can bring a lot of the way I did. Not trying to compare him to me, but the way I did with Corpus, where I had people hating me, and wanting to kill me in the building. He has that same type of, aura around him, getting built up to people who just want to see him get his ass kicked. And that's what happens like in the 80s and the 70s when the Freebirds were out there and they always wanted to get their ass kicked. See, they get their ass kicked by the Von Erichs and all that stuff. It's that same mentality. You can't have a good face or a good guy without having a great bad guy. and he's one of those great bad guys that are there right now.
Yeah.
I know Hybrid's all about the students, not about you, but Hybrid Mania 2, if you book Joe Alonso versus Chris Marvel,
Mm.
that
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. He doesn't like the Texas weather though.
Oh
He
yeah,
said, he said it's too hot here.
it is, but like,
Hey, look, man, we can't work with the weather, but hey, Texas loves you here, so
Yeah,
I mean, I'm coming back. Fuck the heat.
Right, for sure. Yeah,
that's what it is. That's why the weather's the way it is, because he brings the heat with him. He can't change that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll give him a call and we could show up at Gulf Coast earlier that day or something. See what happens.
Yeah, that'll be dope. Well, thanks for being on, man. If we haven't been pounding enough in your head, Hybrid is this Friday, RCW this Sunday. Get your tickets, go out. We'll be there at Hybrid. We'll maybe be there at RCW. I want to go, but I don't know if we're still gonna go or not. Okay, we'll be there at RCW.
Yeah, you have to watch me return after this interview.
Yeah, I was like, that's the match I've been looking forward to. I was like, I didn't get one the week before, so I can talk about it.
Yeah.
If you want to plug your social medias and all that stuff.
Yeah, everything's the Hybrid SOW. That's the Twitter, the Instagram. HybridSchoolOfWrestling.com is the website. That's pretty much easy to remember. Hybrid SOW School of Wrestling, and that pretty much opens all the accounts for everything.
Make sure to watch their matches on YouTube. I believe I used to have Patreon, but I think y'all just switched over to YouTube, right?
Yeah, we're on YouTube now. All the stuff is on there. By Hybrid Media Pro is another place you can look up, and they'll have all our stuff on there as well.
Most of our matches are on there. Go check them out. I'll probably post the link up here to click on so you can subscribe to them. And thanks for being on, man. I really appreciate it. This is one of my favorite interviews. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
We'll catch y'all guys later. Peace.
Good.